A very warm welcome everyone, I hope you are doing well. My name is Nick, we're on the Commodore Amiga, and we're playing a game you might not have come across before. It's called Bug Bash, published by Microbe in 1990 and written by Adrian R. Cummings, I believe. Now essentially, I don't know if you've ever seen the game Pust, P-S-S-S-T, on the ZX Spectrum. It's a sort of an idea like that. We are destroying bugs with a can, and we get extra points for killing various things, and there's upgrades there too. Now this is my first game of this, so we'll see how the thing plays. So here's my character here, some sort of ladybird bloke, and he must shoot all the other bugs. Right, music is okay. Now I seem to remember from screenshots I saw that there was a background to this. I think they should be on here, but they don't seem to be loading properly. But anyway, I guess. This is the first level you don't have those. These reviews aren't about expert gameplay, but seeing how you were on your first second go, whether the game would have loaded or not loaded, or what would have happened on there, would there have been a guru meditation, or what would have happened there. Some Amiga games were more tricky than other ones, but there's certainly no backgrounds, so if you had this back in the day you might remember backgrounds, but it's not loading here. So thumbs down for that. Maybe it didn't work with all configurations. Now occasionally a bubble would come down, or a ball, we need to shoot that for upgrades. The game's looking quite basic and poor at the moment, like public domain games rather than an official release. But anyway, energy, I'm sure there should be a bar there to help me, but there's no bar at all, which means this thing is cutting up like nobody's business, and it's not playing very well. So this might not be a very accurate review of the game when it loads properly, but you know, I ain't got time for that. It's got one chance to impress me, and one chance only, and it's not impressing me so far. Now, if you had this game back in the day, oh, it died already. If you had this game back in the day, let me know. So regardless of what that energy bar was, it seems like it's quite a difficult game to try and perfect. But anyway, very, very basic indeed. It's quite near the beginning of the Commodore Amiga's run. Look at the Bug Bash there. It hasn't even managed to fix the H on that display. Again, maybe that's my version cutting up. Now, if you like your Commodore Amiga stuff, most of them seem to load properly. They're all there in a playlist. If you want to get there, click on my username. I'm getting annoyed by this game already. Click on my username. That takes you to the channel page. Click on the playlist, and all Amiga stuff will be there. I think we're slowly approaching 550 Amiga games. That's quite a few, isn't it? So, a lot of good ones there, a lot of bad ones, and a lot of middle-of-the-road type me. Would I have gone back to this back in the day? Well, even if it was loading properly, I don't think I would have done. It just screams cover tape at me, some sort of like joke game. Yeah, it might have worked a little bit better as one of those Christmas novelty games where Santa's in the middle spraying evil people trying to nick the presents. But besides that, it's a bit flat. The character can only go up and down rather than left and forward, back and forward. It would have worked better as a horizontal scroller shooter, I think, rather than this. The graphics are vibrant, they're not blowing me away at all if you compare it to the things that Psygnosis were coming up with Shadow of the Beast, that sort of quality. So that's basically telling you what the Amiga could do. This one has got a long way to go. It's novelty really. Energy is flashing, which means I need to pick up something or other. There are instructions of this game. I vaguely know what to do. It's about blowing up the balls, but it's way too difficult. So even with the backgrounds there, there's no real reason to go back to this today. I don't think it's aged particularly well. It's just sort of like a curio really, and nothing else. Am I being cruel in the game? Well, maybe. If you have nostalgia for them back in the day, you bring back memories. Also, I never had this particular one back in the day, so I'm getting no nostalgia from this one at all. Previous bug games reviewed on the Commodore Amiga, that's probably why I come across this one in search, was Baby Bug, based in the arcade cabinet from Ladybug. It plays, I suppose, a little bit like Mousetrap or Pac-Man. That's okay, it's probably a more solid conversion. The music is a little more groovier on that one. Also, I put this in, when I look at these sort of games, I put them in the category of budget-wise Super Trintrus, and Super Trintrus is excellent, a Tetris derivative, but this one, play Pust on the ZX Spectrum. I'm not sure it came out on anything else, but play it on that. Might come out on the Commodore 64, I suppose. Some of those Ultimate ones did, some of them didn't. I would have been impressed with this if it came out on the ZX Spectrum with backgrounds there in 8-bit land. Here, Commodore Amiga must do better. There's quite a lot of games like that round about this era, the late 80s to early 90s, or very early 90s, where 16-bit was borrowing from 8-bit quite a lot to see what games could they put out there, because that was the big sellers, and it wasn't really utilised enough. And this belongs really in 8-bit. There's no real reason for that. So you compare this is up against like top shooters like Arpegia and all of those sort of games, Project X as well. They're wiping the floor with this thing. Wiping the floor with it. It's game over again. So games seem to be fairly short, and the only reason I'm still playing it is so you get a bit of an idea of how the game plays music wise there. I think very few people will be watching this review and then think, well, full stop, I could have ended the sentence there. But I think many people will be watching this review, you are here, so well done, with a view of thinking, oh, I must get Bug Bash. I'm really disappointed I missed out with that in the day. And the people that own, people that've got an Amiga Mini, I very much doubt they'll be filling up the limited hard drive space with room for Bug Bash. But anyway, it's good to see what was out there. Bug Bash not fitting into the display there, marks down for that. I'll have one last go to see if I can get any further, but the energy seems a bit, although we can't see it in this version here, the energy seems to be quite bad. It might be just this version of the game that's cutting up a bit. I tried this with, I actually played this with a ROM 2.04, which was something like the Amiga 600 or the later Amigas. I did try it with a ROM 1.3, which was the Amiga I had back in the day, and both similar. No sort of like backgrounds there. Maybe it needs the AGA chipset set or something. Almost swore then with my tongue twister. But anyway, so there's different bugs. Looks like they might belong better in a Ren and Stimpy cartoon. But yes, I'd like a Ren and Stimpy game, but I don't think there is one. Okay, Ren, Stimpy. Yes, that was a great cartoon that was. This is a bit where someone says, yes, there was a Ren and Stimpy cartoon. No, there was a cartoon, but there was a game. Check it out. It could have to be public domain, of course, unofficial license, I guess. It was bizarre, Ren and Stimpy. It was bizarre. But a dog and a cat living together. What could possibly go wrong there? Very surreal and weird. I suppose if you like shows like Bottom, there in the UK, you'd like Ren and Stimpy as well. Maybe it's the same sort of an archaic, nonsensical tomfoolery. That's what I'm trying to do. Blue things. I've really lost the will to live with this game. The channel is about stress busting, of course. Don't play this game. Bug Bash, bash it out the window. Copy. If it was a cover tape, I already would have used the tape to copy over and use it as something else. Or let's say cover disc, I suppose, to use the right vernacular. Cover tapes were ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64. Cover discs were Amiga, Atari ST, and all that. And then it went over to cartridge and then CD when it went over to the PlayStation era. If you like this game, then comment below. Of course, as I've said a few times there, a few people put in the commentary there who don't really listen to what I'm saying, or any of the reviewers at all will probably say stuff like, Nick, you need the backgrounds, Well, I've said that a million times, but that's what happens. Quite often I'll get a comment there saying a load of stuff I've already said in the review. I don't quite understand that, but anyway. Not you though, you're super duper uber clever. If you watch this far into the video of what is a very lackluster game, then it might be you like this kind of commentary, all about the stress busters. I hope you're okay. I'll try and lift you where I can. But please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And if you click on the bell notification, that will send you notifications, funny enough, whenever new videos go up, and quite a lot of videos do go up. Thank you to the subscribers. You can follow me on Twitter as well if you want to, if you're that way inclined. Jenkins7 Nick, and I put up links to the videos often the same day when they go up too, so you wouldn't miss them. So you've got a few ways of seeing them. Massive thank you to the members. Not all games are this bad, and most games load properly. But yeah, it definitely needs a background to lift it maybe a little bit, to give it a bit more of a cartoon fun. But this is very, very, it's a lackluster loading of a lackluster game, which doesn't put it in a very good way. But I think we're a gardener shooting bugs and then try and replenish with energy to try and save the day. What could be more exciting than this? Well, maybe watching paint dry. You can watch paint dry in a game actually called the Flintstones on the ZX Spectrum. Yes, a better Flintstones game is Yabba Dabba Doo. Yabba Dabba Doo. And that you'd be better off. You'd be better off with that one, I think. Why am I playing this game again for? You distracted me and got me talking. I've ended up playing it again. It's nincompoopry. There's not much more to be said to this game, really. There's a bit of inertia when you're going up and down. A bloke disguised as a bug with a helicopter. He'd be better off in that game Hero. Remember that game Hero, Atari 2600? Come out on Commodore 64 as well as ZX Spectrum. That's better. You want a jetpack game with a bit of interest there, or a propeller game, that. I think that's a guy in caves going around trying to rescue trapped miners around different obstacles. Shoot that ball, you fool. No, I didn't. It disappeared. Well, that's what I need. That's what I need for more energy. If you can't get the upgrades or shoot those, then it's game over. But just up and down, left, right, turning around and firing, that's no good, is it? That's no good for no one. If you are going up and down in real life, turning around and firing, then comment below. I guess this review might get 100 to 200 views. On a good day, it might get more than that. If it's got more than that, then shout hooray in the comment section. Something weird must have happened. Maybe it got recommended by a big channel for some reason. Hooray to you, big channel somewhere. Okay, right, well, we'll leave it there. I don't really want to play it again. But yeah, I didn't like it, really. It's way too basic for the Commodore Amiga. Backgrounds didn't load, but they might have loaded in the real world, but, you know, it's no real reason to make the game a lot better, to be fair. So I hope you liked having a look at that as Bug Bash on the Commodore Amiga, published by Microbe in 1990, and I give it a Microbe of a score. You got any thoughts about this game, similar games, or anything retro? Then by all means, slap those in the comment section below. I love reading your comments. Until next time, take great care of yourself, and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.